Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Vocal Voices. The Vocal Voices, we obviously what we do is we tell you the fact, we'll tell you the truth. Every information we deliver to you as the truth. We don't beat around the bush, we don't make up stories. We'll give you information that will be beneficial for you, and like I said, is always the truth and the real fact that we deliver to you. On today's topic, I would like to talk about homelessness. Okay, I mean, depending on the part of the world that you're listening, I mean, obviously it will be applicable everywhere, but this obviously is maybe just specifically applicable for people that live in the UK. Okay. In terms of homelessness, I am gonna obviously talk about ways in which obviously people that are going through it can sort of try and come out of it, solve it, or resolve whatever issue it is in with regards to it. Okay, now I'm not condoning people not paying their rent, or like people spending their rent money or not putting their rent money as a priority. I'm not condoning that at all, but I'm aware that some people can find themselves in circumstances, which they're not able to do anything about. Okay, for example, if obviously this is basically applicable to people in the UK. If, for example, you're struggling, you say you're living in a social housing council or housing association, for example, and you're struggling with your rent, it's always advisable to consult the authority, which is the council or your landlord. It's always important and advisable to consult them and inform them that, listen, I'm not able to pay these, or I'm struggling with it, or I'm having difficulties, or I'm having financial problems. If you're going through any sort of financial problems and you're not able to keep up with the payment, it's always advisable to consult the landlord or the local authority and let them know what the situation is. However, in an unfortunate event that you haven't consulted them and obviously your arrears has skyrocketed and you're not able to meet up with it, and then they're taking you to court, and say, for example, you've done all the necessary things you're supposed to do, which even though they take you to court, you still, even before they take you to court, they still write to you and say, we've given you that to pay. My advice is always to try and make an arrangement, come to an agreement and abide to the arrangement that you've made. However, if in an unlikely event that you're not able to do so, say they've obviously just evicted you, or you've lost the property or whatever, and they've asked you to leave, and for example, say you've got a minor or you've got kids that you're looking after, you've got your own kids as of you're a parent, and even though they've evicted you, what some people don't know is there are also procedures that you can follow. Obviously, if you've got a minor, they're not going to leave you homeless. I know sometimes when you go to some of us might not like going to the council or going to the social landlord to speak to them about the circumstance, but the thing is, it's better to do so than actually leaving yourself homeless. What happens is, When you go there, even on the day of eviction, when you go there, they have a duty of care to give you somewhere to put your head. What they usually do, first of all, if you're a parent with minor, they usually give you 3 months, a temporary place to stay for 3 months. Then after that, obviously you're expected to leave the place. Then after that, or even before that, they also can offer you an opportunity to look for a property, and then they will pay for your, obviously, 1 month rent and 1 month deposit. But the catch to it is, usually such payments are made on properties that would accept DSS, okay? Or if you can prove that you're going to get a job eventually and start paying the rent, they're able to do that for you as well. So the point I'm trying to make is, don't think it's the end of the world. Obviously, like I said, I'm not condoning people not paying for their rent, but if you find yourself in a situation where you've not paid your rent and you've been evicted and you've got kids, you've got minors that you're looking after, boom, what I advise you to do, go down to the socials, your landlord, the council or housing association or whoever it is, go down there, take all your belongings there, speak to them about what the situation is. There are options. Options available is they have a duty of care to give you a place to stay. They have a duty of care to give you a place to stay. The options are they can either give you a temporary place for 3 months, after which you're expected to leave the place, or you can sort yourself out within that 3 months, or social services will, within that same, in a department within that same social housing, will organize to pay a month rent and a month deposit for you. And when they do that, and you've lived in that house or wherever you're renting for at least 6 months, you're then eligible to go back into the housing register. This is what people don't know. But if the like I said, I am not condoning people not paying their rent. I'm not condoning people owing. I'm not condoning people not prioritizing the housing needs. But we can sometimes find ourselves in a situation where, unfortunately, we've been evicted or we're homeless or whatever. But like I said, if you're a parent and you've got kids and you're in that situation, the social housing have a duty of care to find you a temporary place to sort out yourself within 3 months, or they can also give you an option to pay a month's rent and a month deposit for you. All you gotta do is just find the property. I know it's difficult to look for properties that accept DSS, but they are there. Even the social housing, the council would normally give you a list of properties of estate agents that will accept this. And if you go online, Gumtree, Google, just do an intensive search, you would find somewhere. So all I'm trying to say is, don't just sit down thinking, okay, I've been evicted and that's the end of it. No, there are ways out of it. There are also ways for you to go back into that register. Okay, so these are some of the steps that I'm actually bringing on the table for, some of you parents who are probably squatting somewhere in a family member's house or somewhere that is not suitable for you. Go back there. Hassle the council, the social landlords. They've got a duty of care. They've got a duty of care to find you somewhere. Even though it's temporarily, they've also got a duty. There's also an option where they can pay for your 1 month's rent and a 1 month deposit. Okay, I'm sure with that, you be able to get your foot back on the door again, get stable, do you know what I mean? Get a roof over your head and your kid's head, and start off from there, and just obviously learn from your mistakes and try not to repeat the same thing again, and prioritize obviously your housing situation. Okay, these are some of the ways that I am advising you guys to go with. Okay, like I said, it's all in stages, but go there, do what you have to do. Like I've said, they have a duty of care. Okay, okay. Thank you for listening to us. If obviously what we're saying appeals to you, please subscribe. Obviously, it's free to subscribe, and click on the subscription bell button, and hit us up and join us. Thank you. And also, if you've got any suggestions or any ideas of that you want to bring on the table of something that you'd want us to talk about, feel free to put that on the comment, and then we'll look into and discuss it next time. Thank you very much for listening.